Hey everyone, Paul Wheeler here, Wheeler Health U. Today is Pilates Monday and we're going to go over just 5 different stability exercises and to kind of just work the body in different planes of movement. Kind of similar to last week, but this one's a little bit more focused on kind of getting a little bit of a burn in the abs. And we're going to start out with a little bit more of a beginner version of this, and then we're going to kind of slowly progress these throughout the next couple of weeks. So this kind of sets us up for a baseline, and then we'll grow from here. So the first one is hundreds, and like I said, because we're going to progress every week, we're going to go more over like a beginner 100 series. So if you lie on your back, and I like to just kind of pull myself apart, just to stretch out, especially if you've been sitting in a chair for a long time, just to get the body lengthen. And then you're going to bring your arms up. You're going to inhale, drop your chin, exhale, pump into a curl, bring your knees in, and you're just going to pump your arms. So you're inhaling for a count of 5, and exhaling for a count of 5. So this is kind of the start position. I'll show you a couple progressions. You can inhale as you reach your legs out, exhale as you bring your knees back in, inhale as you reach, exhale as you bring your knees back in. You can keep your legs up towards the ceiling, or the furthest progression is just kind of lowering your legs to about 45 degrees and you're reaching through here. At any point in time during the circuit, you can lower your head down and you can do it from this position. And if you need to prop your head up on a pillow, you can do that. Awesome, bring your knees in. Beautiful, then we're gonna go to a roll down. Typically we do like a roll up, which is rolling up like this, but it can be difficult, especially if you have a tight lower back. So what we start with is we do a roll down. So feet are on the ground, you're trying to be on your sits bones, arms straight out front. Inhale, think about that length, pulling those abs in. Exhale, you pull back as far as you feel comfortable without falling back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull back. And all this can be done, we're going to do about 5 repetitions of each. As long as I can count. Last one. Beautiful. And then you can lower all the way down. Then we're going to go into a stomach series. So a couple different positions of your head. I'll show you the classical version, and then we'll kind of adapt from there. So you can bring your knees in, right hand goes onto your right ankle, left hand goes onto your right knee, reach that left leg out. And it's called single leg stretch because you're kind of drawing that knee in for a nice stretch in the back of your thigh. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You're drawing that knee in, you're allowing it to sink. Any point in time you need to lower your head down, you can lower your head down. And you can also do it with your hands behind your head if you need that extra support. And there's 5. Okay, so that's the first one of the stomach series. Then you can come up. This is called double leg stretch. Now you kind of draw both knees in without losing that natural curve. So you want to just draw your knees in where your hips stay down. At least that's the way I like to do it. You're going to inhale, reach, exhale, bring it all back in. Now this is the progression. If you reach your legs up towards the ceiling, it makes it a little bit easier. Or you can keep your legs a little bit lower. Just find the position that works well for you. Find the position that works your abs. One more. Told you I'm going to try to count to 5. We'll see how well I do. Okay? And then you just kind of rock back and forth. Then bring both legs up towards the ceiling. Grab onto the back of your right leg. Drop your left leg to 45. And you're going to slowly switch. And you can do a little pulse. 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 There's 3. You can bend the knee a little bit if you need to. There's 4. And there's 5. Awesome. Bring your knees in. Rock back and forth. We're going to go to double leg lower lift next. So hands behind your head, you're up in your curl, both legs up. Inhale as you lower your legs, exhale as you lift. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, you can do that. And if you need to keep your knees completely bent, you can do that. Okay? So we'll count this as 3. I won't count that last one. Think pelvic floor, low abs, drawing those hip bones together. There's 5. Last one is elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale, you rotate. Inhale to center, exhale, rotate. There's 1. 2. Think about your armpit going towards your knee rather than your elbow. 4. We're just working more into those obliques. 5 and 5. Very nice. Bring your arms out to a T. Keep your feet wide, knees wide, and you're going to drop your knees to your right and look towards your left. Just get a very soft and general rotation in the hips. Get a little stretch in the shoulders and a little spinal rotation as well. The feet apart, knees apart, make it a little bit easier on the spine, which is nice for most people. Nice deep breath in those positions. Awesome. You're going to come onto all 4s. And now we're working on that anti-rotation. So if you find that neutral ground, reach your right arm, left leg. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, draw in. There's 1. And we'll try to still work on 2. We'll try to still work on anti-movement of the spine. So we're not going to flex the spine and extend. We're just going to try to keep neutral. There's 4. And there's 5. And there's much more detail that goes into these, but maybe I'll make some videos where we break down each exercise. You're going to reach opposite arm and opposite leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, draw in. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And again, you're just working on that anti-rotation, and you're working on being on all 4s. The last exercise I have for us is the clam. So a couple different positions. You can start out by just trying to line your back of your back on the back of the mat, and then you can bring your arm underneath you, or you can prop your head up. I like to put my arm underneath my head, or you can use a pillow if your shoulder can't go into this position. So from here, you just open and close the knee. So you're just opening and you're working on hip stability. So you're trying not to roll the hip back. You're just trying to allow that hip to sink into the joint, and you're strengthening those hip stabilizers. 7, 8, and I'm going to 10, 9, and 10. Awesome. And what's great about doing that too is, especially if I'm going to combine things now, if you take some of the massage techniques and you roll out your hips, get a little bit greater range of motion, and then you take that and you then are allowed to open up the knee further. Now you're going to strengthen those areas that you may have not had access to unless you were to kind of massage out, roll out those areas first. So there's 2, 3, just opening up that hip. 4, learning to stabilize the abs on your side. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so work on those. So with the 100s, you're working on that core stability, getting the breath going, warming up, and then you got the roll up, trying to just work in that seated position, trying to get a deep core connection in that seated position. And then you've got your stomach series where we're working a little bit more on the endurance, working on some like hip mobility work, and then you got those obliques. And then the bird dog, you get on all 4s, where you get to work on shoulder stability, hip stability, and then you're working on that anti-rotation of the spine. And then lastly, the clam, you're working on stabilizing on your side, and then we're also working those kind of
needed glute med stabilizers and deep external rotators of the hips. So try that out. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel.